All right. Well, hello and welcome, Gaelen. I'm so excited to have you here today with me, talking about the archetypes. And your business is the Style Sherpa. So we're going to talk a little bit about style. And I love one of the things I noticed the first time Gail and I chatted about the archetypes was that the word Sherpa means guide, and guide was actually one of the first archetypes that we uncovered for her. So I was so excited. I met her last year and I loved her enthusiasm, or I loved your enthusiasm, I'll say to you. You're a confident dresser, and so it was just in many more things, like you just have this wonderful bubbly energy, and I was like, oh, I'd love to have more Gaelen in my life. So I was so excited when you decided to join me earlier this year for Embrace Your Archetypes. So yeah, so what inspired you to join Embrace Your Archetypes? Well, tell me a little more about your business first, the Style Sherpa. Like, how did that?
Well, thank you for having me on today and just chatting. Yeah, the Style Sherpa, I am a wardrobe redesigner. So I work with my clients in the wardrobes they have, figuring how to put things together that are a little more authentic to who they are and sort of broaden the stuff they already own. I do personal shopping. And in pre-COVID days, I would pack people, put together travel wardrobes for them so that they could travel truly representing who they are, but in a carry-on, because I'm all about traveling light. When you travel, it should be about where you're at, not necessarily fussing with yourself. So those are my main things. But one of the things I do with my clients is I'm an energy reader. So I figure out with them who they are and how they need to be and who they want to be in different aspects of their life. And then I show them how to do that with their clothes. So it's kind of fun.
Yes, that is awesome. And you, I guess I was going to save this till the end, but this just feels like it wants to come through now, like how I got interested earlier this year and maybe working with you at some point. And then it was interesting how it just all unfolded a few weeks ago, that opportunity just came, and that you helped me with my own wardrobe for a photo shoot. And I love how you help people like be their authentic selves. And so I feel like, you know, after you took the archetype course too, which we'll talk about in a moment, it was like, I felt like, do you feel like, well, I'll ask you, do you feel like that brought even more, like, how did that enhance your business, taking the archetypes course?
Oh, it's funny. As soon as I heard you speak in the Chakra Mastery program that we were both part of, I was like, oh my gosh, I need more of this. Like, I need more Nancy in my life. I need to know what she knows. And because I was already, you know, sensing people's energies, but just learning the archetypes is just a deeper level of understanding. So it's a deeper level of understanding for myself, but through that, I'm able to help friends, family, and clients, and to go, oh, that's the archetype that's showing up right now, and that's who you need to be, and let's dress that archetype so that you can go out today and do this. Like today, I am embracing my shapeshifter. For whatever reason, she needed to be out, and so I put on my navy camouflage dress, and I've got like some steampunk jewelry, and just sort of a mishmash, and I'm feeling very sort of like I don't need to commit to any one thing right now, so I'm shapeshifting. And a shapeshifter was a big surprise to me as one of the discoveries during your class. So it's been amazing, and it's just another tool in my toolbox, like I said, personally and professionally.
Yeah, I remember when the shapeshifter was uncovered, and you realize, so a lot of times people don't realize the archetypes are actually like other people see them in us, but we don't necessarily see them in ourselves. And a lot of times the language is already there. I spoke to someone yesterday and they gave me a list of what they thought their archetypes were. And in their discussion, they said, when I'm busy advocating, I'm like, you have the advocate. That was like such a huge red flag. It was like right there. And that was not even on their list. And that was like basically like what they do in the world. They advocate, and so you're shapeshifter. So tell us how you uncovered that one.
Oh, that was just fabulous. It was one night my husband and I were just sitting next to each other, and he says, you know, every day you look completely different. He said, you always look like you. He said, but you literally look like a completely different person all at the same time. You're like a chameleon. And I had taken the class and I'm like, chameleon. And I'm like, well, yeah, because I've always taken pride in the fact that I can go and sort of fit into anywhere, right? Any of people, I'm going to go and I'm just going to be able to drop in and sort of fit in for whatever. I don't necessarily belong there, but I can fit in.
Yeah.
And so then I started talking to you about the whole chameleon, and that's when Shapeshifter came out. And I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So do you feel like once that came in, because I love how you deliberately now dress that. It's like you feel like you own like more parts of yourself with each archetype you uncovered. Do you feel like, did you feel like a shift in some way? Like you said, you're dressing and you're.
Well, I think before I had this background in archetypes, I was dressing for what I was feeling, and it was just whatever energy was coming out. But now I have like a character, a personality to put with it, and it's way more fun. It's like, oh, my queen's out today, or my artist is out today. And I get to like go, oh, I know why I want to wear that. And it's just so much more life-giving, and I just feel so much more attached to each part of me, and I love it so much.
Oh, I love it. I'm getting total truth bumps as you say that. And so you just mentioned the queen, which is one of mine, but I remember that, I think that was kind of a surprise to you when you were like, it was kind of towards the end of the course, you were like, I discovered my queen and I don't know about her. And like many people will uncover something of the archetypes that they had no clue about. So tell me about the queen archetype when you uncovered that.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about your queen right from the get-go, and I was always like, that is not me. That doesn't, that's totally not me. And isn't she awesome with her crown? But I literally have a crown sitting in a light above my computer. It's just there. See? I don't know why, but there's that crown, and it has been there for, so I don't know. Should have been a clue for me. But I was like, no, I'm not a queen, and that's cool, whatever. And then she showed up. But she showed up in her shadow side for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when I was starting to have some difficult conversations, and she sort of showed up in a very aggressive manner. And I remember having a conversation with you going, I think it's a queen, and she's not nice. And
yeah.
So we talked through that and kind of started to be able to bring out the light side by figuring out, okay, so why is the shadow side coming out? She was feeling unheard, and how she was coming out was very aggressive and off-putting to other people.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. And then, but when I think we talked about it, realized that she'd actually been supporting you all along, even though she wasn't getting her acknowledgement, which is really tough for when you have a queen. Any of your archetypes, really, they want to be seen. And if you're not seeing them and they really want to be seen, they're like, I call them like children, right? If children aren't, they want to be seen. If you're not noticing, what are they going to do? They're going to get into mischief. And that's kind of like the shadow side, right? They're like, and sometimes just beginning to say, oh, I see you over there. And then things can unfold. And so was there anything, so there's the other archetypes, the ones that everyone has, the ones like the saboteur and the victim, and those that we've actually have like a module for each one in the course, because those have a huge effect on your business and your life. Where you're sabotaging or your victim. So is there any one particular of those that stands out that you had like a big aha, or that you use now to kind of weigh things out when you're working in your business or your life?
Yeah, good question, right? And I have to say, probably the saboteur definitely resonated with me immediately. It's something I think we all can recognize when someone else is self-sabotaging, but we don't always recognize when we're self-sabotaging, right? Like, oh, la, 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 I'm not doing that. But now I'm like, oh, I think there was a lot of self-sabotage, fear of failure, but also fear of success. And how will that change my life and the life of my family and my friendships and that whole, oh God, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm not sure about this. And just being aware of the things that we do when we say, and how it can self-sabotage. That's been a really big thing for me to recognize in others, but also just to go, oh, call it out. Okay, all right, saboteur, I see what's going on here now, why? And it's been, I can't believe how incredibly beneficial this class has been on my spiritual growth and self-development. Invaluable.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, so if someone else were thinking about joining Embrace Your Archetypes, what would you say to someone that's thinking about it? I mean, obviously you just said a lot, but is there any little thing you would think, you know, that you wish that maybe, yeah, is there anything? And maybe there's.
Well, I have to say, it's like just having a conversation with a friend. So your class is very much, it's just having Nancy in front of you talking, and you can converse back and forth. And it really is just like sitting with a lovely friend and learning interesting things. And to me, there's no better way to gain information and insight on yourself than sitting with someone who is open and caring and just is sort of holding a space for you and allowing you to learn and grow.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, and I've, you know, loved having you in the class. It's been so fun. And also, like I said, you are assistance with my wardrobe, and how it just really helped me to kind of step into an even new layer of my authentic self, because the archetypes were always uncovering more and more about ourselves. So so how can people reach out to you if they want to talk to you more?
Well, I am all over. I have a website. It's thestylesherpa.com. I'm on Facebook, Gaelen Abt or The Style Sherpa. I'm on Instagram. And you can email me at galen@thestylesherpa.com. So super easy with questions. And I'd love to even just have a conversation. I like to meet new people. So
Awesome.
that's
Yeah.
that's my puppy archetype. I don't think that one exists, but that's what I'm creating.
That's okay. Yeah, I'll include those links in there for people. And I remember, like, when it was just a few weeks ago when it hit me, I just got this feeling of like, I need to reach out to Gaelen. And at the time I wasn't even sure what it was. So if you're just feeling this hit, like, I need to talk to her, reach out. You know, you might not even know exactly what, but she has like amazing, she's amazing. But so the other piece is, so if you are thinking about joining me for Embrace Your Archetypes. So most people, like Gaelen, you know, these archetypes for her and most people, they're running around in the background, but most people are unconscious of them, and yet they're influencing every single thing. So as you become more conscious, you just make different choices. So in the course, we're going to learn practical strategies and teachings about archetypes like the saboteur. But we're also do like energetic level work where we do activations and meditations, which really shift things at an energetic level. So think about like your energy level, like in a practical term or whatever. When you feel really good, like your energy is high, it's up, and you're just more magnetic to things. So when you work, and then things start at the energy level, and then they shift to the physical. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm going to post a link about the course as well. It starts September 8th. The early bird pricing ends August 31st, and there's pay in full or payment plans, and there's some really awesome bonuses. There's a meditation and an activation. You get access to those right away, so you can get started right away. And so thanks so much for joining me. Thanks, Gaelen, for coming on. It was really fun. And have a great rest of your day or night, whenever you're watching this.
Thanks, Nancy.
You're welcome. All right. So let me stop.